Sarcasm Speaks, Jared and Bob. Jones is going to be with us momentarily. He's, I don't know, finishing dinner, doing whatever he's got to do, and then he's going to jump on with us. So we're coming off of the Arnold Palmer Invitational, which was an absolute shit stomping for these guys this weekend. Thursday, Friday wasn't so bad. Yesterday was tough, and then today was an absolute disaster for the pros out there. It was wild. What did Scheffler shoot? What, like 71?
I don't know what he shot, but he won at 5 under.
Yeah, it's very rare.
And Rory was 7 under after round 1.
Yes, and then he ejected for what did he shoot, a 77 today?
Today. Usually throws up a high number on Saturday and then backdoors a top 10.
Yeah. I think Taylor Gooch shot like a 77 today.
Yeah, he put up a high number.
Yeah, that was tough. But it's a tough course, like we talked about last week with the Honda Classic. It's back-to-back weeks of hard golf. It's super fast greens. It's winds. Apparently, I didn't realize. Apparently, the winds in Florida are like wild.
Yeah, they're not getting very good weather this year, I don't think.
Yeah, the crosswinds fuck you up at both of these courses. It's a tough stretch, and then next week it doesn't get any easier at Sawgrass, TPC Sawgrass, which is also in Florida. I think it's a touch easier, but there's still some goofy shit. Like you got to watch out for water. And then obviously everyone knows most people know the 17th green is the island green, on the par 3. So.
Yeah. So the thing with these 3 courses specifically is, and they're all in Florida, and everyone knows with Florida, it's long, it's firm, there's a lot of water, and if the wind is up, things are going to get fucking difficult.
Yeah
So that's all these 3 courses really kind of are. They're just long and they cut water in,
right? So
that's what kind of makes it so hard, because even if you're not ready for it, it does get in your fucking head. And when we get wind like we're getting, then the guys are gonna get fucking thrashed.
Yeah it was crazy to see. It wasn't like last week. It wasn't nearly as bad as last week. I think at the Honda Classic there was like 291 balls that ended up in the water through the whole weekend. So you're like I said, pushing 300 balls in the water from professional golfers.
It was water everywhere.
It wasn't quite that bad this week, but it was 4 inches of overseeded rough. So if you weren't in the fairway, like you couldn't see the ball. Like most often than not, if your ball was in the rough, it was fucking buried. So it makes it tough. A lot of guys had some weird lies, like Taylor Gooch, I think on the second hole had a fucking, he wasn't in the bunker, or maybe it was the first hole actually. His ball was in the rough just outside the bunker, but he had to stand in the bunker, and the ball would have been like maybe about thigh high. So he's got to like choke down with the ball way above his knees. He's standing in the bunker. It was just absolute mayhem. But guys had that type of shit all day. Like Victor Hovland kind of started to pull it together towards the end, and then on 16, and I think is the par 3.
He hit it in the bunker.
He hit it in the bunker on an upslope. So it's like, it's tough. It's a tough course. Obviously, the winner won at 5 under. You don't see that very often in today's PGA.
It's really just the U.S. Open.
Yeah. And now we've had back-to-back weeks where, what the winning score was?
I don't know what won it last week. Maybe 9.
I wanted to say 9. Yeah. So it could have been 9, could have been 10.
Who won?
Wasn't
Berger.
No one that I
random
picked.
down?
Oh, Straka, Sepp Straka.
Oh, yeah, it was 9 then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So
Sepp Straka.
yeah. So he won at 9 under, and now Scheffler won at 5 under. Now next week, that whoever wins it'll probably be double digits. Because like I said, I think Sawgrass is a touch easier. It's still not like, the winner's probably not going to be 22 under.
No, it won't be. It depends on the wind. If they keep getting this shitty weather down there, then
Yeah.
it'll be just like this week if they get the weather.
Yeah. Well, the good thing though about next week, obviously it's the Players, which the old fucking.
Oh, dude, the 5th major.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, the fucking fuddy duddies are like, oh, it's the 5th major. So yes, it's a tough course, but you'll have marquee names, right? So last week at the Honda, Brooks Koepka was there.
No one played at the Honda.
But like, I think he missed the cut.
No, he made it, and then he backdoored like a top 20.
Yeah,
because he wasn't in it, and then he finished like T16 or something.
Yeah, it's like, hold on. Let me see if I can hop on PGA Tour for the results really quickly as I'm talking and going. But
and that's the thing is, like, looking at the schedule the last 2 weeks. So Honda is in a very, very bad time of the year because it's right after Riviera.
Yep.
It's right before Bay Hill, which is the week before the Players. So the good players are going to play at the Players. So a lot of them don't like to play the week before, but a lot of them do want to play out of respect that it's Arnold Palmer's tournament.
Right.
Which makes the Honda the week before, because a lot of guys play at Riv. A lot of guys just take 2 weeks off. So we haven't seen like a good field.
So I got it here now. So we're looking the top 10. Obviously, we said Straka won, and then I'll just read through the top 10. Shane Lowry, Kurt Kitayama. Is that his first name? Kurt Kitayama, Daniel Berger, Gary Woodland, Alex Noren, Matt Schwab, or M Schwab. I'm assuming it's
Matthias
Schwab. There you go. So that's two people in the top 10. I didn't even know who they were. Chris Kirk, and then a bunch of guys were T9. And
don't even worry about that.
It's not important. So that was last week's field. And then this week's field, obviously Scotty Scheffler won. I like Scotty Scheffler, actually. Like I do. I like him. I think he's going to be pretty good. I don't think he's going to be awesome, but at least it's nice to not have someone like Sepp Straka win. But so your top 10 today was obviously Scheffler, Tyrrell Hatton. He's a name, right? Victor Hovland. He's a name. Billy Horschel, Gary Woodland. Everyone knows who they are. Chris Kirk is a little bit more obscure, but like he's good. Then it's like, what was it? Linus Herbert or whatever the fuck the dude's name was, who shot a 68. Lucas. Taylor Gooch, Sam Burns.
You gotta watch more fucking Eurobum events.
Matt Fitzpatrick. Like those guys are like, it's whatever. So the field this week was a little bit better. But still there's no firepower. Like the top guys in the top 10 are Scotty Scheffler, Victor Hovland, Billy Horschel. Like when Billy Horschel is your third
I got no use for
popular, but when he's your third most popular golfer that's in the top 10, like that's not a strong field.
No, I mean the field was better because
Rory
you had some more top guys there. So it's like, whoever finishes top 10 doesn't always really indicate the field. But it was way weaker than I thought. Like you had no Justin Thomas, no Jordan Spieth, no Morikawa, no, like there were a lot of guys not there.
Right. But next week we're gonna get all of them.
Because it's top 50. You got to be in the top 50 in the world, and then I think there's like a couple exemptions.
Yeah. So should be pretty good. Also, while we were spewing, if you're watching on YouTube, you can tell Jones is here, but Jones is here now. If you're an audio only guy.
Hello. Sorry about that. Just put away dinner.
No, you're good. You got to do what you got to do. It's 3 fun weeks to watch. Then obviously, you get the Valspar and the Valero. Is it the Valero? Is the other one?
Texas Open.
Yeah. And it's like those ones are
But that leads
whatever.
us into the Masters,
But
right?
it brings us into the Masters. So I know that like nobody is going to play the Valspar or the Valero. Although Spieth usually plays the Valero, doesn't he? Because it's Texas.
Yeah, I think he plays the Valero. It's in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There is a contingent of guys that like to play the week before a major. So you'll get some guys. Then you'll get some guys whose sponsors give them enough money to show up.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, if you got like, so like take like Gary Woodland, like, because you said he had high finishes last week, this week, he's probably going to take the next 2 off. And then,
right. We'll see him at Augusta.
And we'll see him at Augusta where he'll probably finish either miscut or, T37.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it like commonplace for like top, I don't know, like say 50 golfers to like take a week off prior to a major?
Yeah. So a lot of guys don't like to play. So I would say, and these are complete made up percentages. I don't want to, pretend that I'm speaking facts.
Well, we never let facts get in the way of a story on this show.
I would say 1 out of 6 guys, if you're talking top guys, might play. So out of like the top 60 in the world, you might get like 10 of them. But I don't know, actually, because the top 60 in the world gets weird. Like there's some fucking goofy people in the top 60. I don't know. Anyway, say anywhere from 20% to like, I'd say 40% would be the high end. Because the thing with like Valero and San Antonio, it like they used, because years past they used to play the Houston Open the week before Augusta, and a lot of guys were more apt to play the Houston Open because the conditions at the golf course were similar. They cut things down, the bunkers were similar, and like some people liked it as a tune-up leading in. I don't think TPC San Antonio has anything in common with Augusta National. So you're going to start to see less guys play the Valero before Augusta, because Valero also isn't a huge sponsor. Like if it was like AT&T or whatever, it'd be different. A lot of guys like to play the Scottish Open the week before the British Open. It gets them over there. It gets them used to conditions. It gets them like in the right mindset. But that also includes like a time change and your body's all fucked up. So it's like they're going over there for like a acclimatization.
Yeah.
They're going to get more acclimated to everything that is over there.
The shitty food, the rain.
Yeah.
the gray skies.
Yeah.
That was my next question. Like, how much is it tune up and how much is it like a sponsor grab?
Yeah, I think it's all personal preference. Like some guys really do. They like to get out there because they feel as though if they play well the week before, they can take it into the week. There's not a lot of guys that are going to be like the guy I played with in the club championship one time who would take practice swings and then he would swear after taking a good practice swing because he thinks he just wasted a good practice swing. Like these guys, if they're playing well, they think they're going to take it and keep it going.
Right.
Like they're not going to be like, wasted all my bullets at the Valero. No, they'll be like, I just won the Valero. Like, yeah, I know it's not common to win back-to-back weeks, but I'm playing at a pretty fucking high level right now.
Right.
So like, and it's hard because I forget when they switched the schedule. I don't know if it was going into 2019 or
because then 2020 was all fucked up because of COVID.
So that got really fucked up.
Yeah.
Maybe going into 2019, I kind of forget because classically, and this was for like maybe probably close to 20 years or so, you'd play like more guys would play Houston before Augusta because of similar conditions, not similar course, but similar conditions. A lot of guys would play Scottish right before the British. And in years past, there was a WGC, the Firestone, right before the PGA. So that's a big money tournament. So a lot of guys played that, whether they liked it or not. Like the money was there, so they would go.
Right.
I forget what events before the U.S. Open. and I forget what it used to be historically. When US Open's in June. What
Was
was
it
one of
not
those
the
June events?
Travelers? Is it?
No, it's right after. It's the week after. It's the
Okay.
Travelers.
Yeah.
I forget what used to be before the US Open, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing prepared. There's nothing out there to prepare you for the US Open.
Nothing's going to get you ready for the US
No,
Open.
there's
Well,
not like this.
the Arnold Palmer will.
Yeah, but it won't, because this year's US Open's at the country club. So just because a golf course plays hard and the final score is -5 doesn't mean it prepares you for shit, because there's way less water at the country club. You know, I've never even been there, and I can tell you this is how the course fucking plays. The hills are going to be way more. The greens are probably going to be firmer because they'll be like ready for that.
Yeah.
They
always grow out the rough.
I don't know if the fairways are going to be as quick as they are in Florida. They might not.
Yeah.
It's still Massachusetts. Like, we have softer turf.
Right.
And it's like, I know that they can do what they want, but if we get pounded with rain in the spring, they might not be able to suck the fucking water out of there.
Yeah.
And it like, I know Brookline, it's in the middle of, like, it's in the middle of Boston almost. Like, I know Boston is windy, but it's not like it's out on a plain like in Oklahoma where everything's flat and there's nothing. Like, the wind can come in and pull all the water out.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Florida where everything is flat and the wind can whip.
But like, there's things that are built up. There's infrastructure around this golf course. Like, I don't know if the wind can come through and open it up. Like, I have no idea.
Right. Right.
So that's why it's like, it's so hard. Like, that's going to be like each year, the US Open's hard to handicap. That one's going to be really fucking hard to pick players for, because they haven't been there in a long time. They don't come up to the Northeast. And when they do, they don't play a course like that. They play fucking TPC.
Right.
Both in fucking Connecticut and in
Norton. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're going to have to go back and do, like, I don't even know, because Shinnecock is not, maybe Wingfoot. That might be close.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Wingfoot greens are weird. I don't know. Like, that's going to be such a weird event to try to pick. Because, like, I know you had mentioned, like, oh, Scotty Scheffler for the US Open. It's like, fuck if I know. Like,
yeah.
like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And they never come up here. They haven't been here recently. Like, there's literally no shot link data. Like,
right.
I don't know how the fuck this one's going to have to go. I mean, just throw darts blind. I don't know. Take the top 4 in the world. I have no idea.
Yeah.
When's the last time they were in Norton? Because they switched it up, so it was like every like 3
So
or 4
they were in Norton in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And DJ shot $1 billion under.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that.
But now they're not coming back up this way anymore because they changed the schedule again. So
do they remove Norton completely, or is it into like a 3 or a 4 rotation?
So it used to be, I fucking don't remember when the schedule change went through.
So I know it used to be originally Norton was like the first or second playoff.
It was
event.
So when they had 4 playoff
events to 3.
When they had 4 playoff events, they went New York, Boston, Chicago, Atlanta.
Yep.
Then when they went down to 3, New York and Boston were alternating years.
Right.
So it must have been, they must have changed it for 2018.
Yeah.
Because I think I went in 17 and didn't go again until.
Because we went.
Fuck, what year did we go?
We went.
And Tiger played.
Yeah.
I don't even know now. Maybe it was 18 I went. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
And did I play after that one? Now I can't even remember, because I played 1 year. I played fucking 3 days after the tournament. But yeah, no. So then they changed. So it went from alternating. That only lasted like a year, 2 or 3 years. And now they don't even come up here. They don't come to New York or Boston. They're going to Memphis.
Yeah.
Because, and it's all money, because FedEx sponsors the St. Jude, and FedEx is a bigger sponsor than Dell, because Dell has another event already. No, actually it was Barclays, right? No, Northern Trust. Sorry, Northern Trust. So because FedEx is a bigger sponsor than the Northern Trust, they aren't coming back this way. And I don't know what the second playoff event is now, because that's new. That's new for this year.
They're not even going to Connecticut then, right?
Did they get rid of
no,
Crooked Stick?
They kept Connecticut. It's still the week after the US Open, I believe. Crooked Stick. So that was at the Chicago area event, because it always moved around. Yeah. So then the Chicago area event, I don't know if they keep it in. I don't know if they're keeping it in Chicago. They probably are. I think Chicago does well or like Midwest, because it would be Illinois, not just Chicago.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's new for this year. So
yeah. And then they always end at the tour in East Lake.
Yeah, they're not. That's
the
not
BMW.
changing.
Yeah, that's not going to move.
No, because the Tour Championships presented by Coke.
Right. And their headquarters is in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't even know what events like lead up to that. So that's the long way of saying it's like, I don't even know what events lead up to the majors anymore. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how this is going to go, but
yeah,
I wouldn't plan on many people playing the Valero, but I would plan on a lot of people playing the Scottish.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we are officially, is it today? Tomorrow. Well, when this drops tomorrow, it'll be today for the people listening or watching. 1 month from today is the Masters.
And I still have my future on Cam Smith.
As do I. 30-1. I think he's down to like 20 or 22. He's in the 20 range.
Yeah, he's definitely anywhere from like 22 to 27.
Yeah, he's come down quite a bit. So that's fun. This next month needs to fly. Although I'll have a new job, so I don't know if I'll be able to just sit there and watch golf all day. I know for 1000% fact I can't take the days off, because I've done that the last few years. I just took the Thursday, Friday off and just said fuck it.
Not with that act.
Yeah.
Hey, see, the key is you have to set a precedent early.
Yeah. Hey guys, I've worked here for a total of 16 days. The Masters is on.
Yeah, I don't work during the Masters. That's what you tell them.
I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, just pencil it in. Like, if everybody gets, like fucking 4 weeks vacation, give me 4 weeks minus 2 days, because I'm off.
So, yeah, it's whatever. Like I said, I'm just looking forward to the Masters. We're almost there, so it can't come fast enough. In other news, moving away from golf and sports. Oh, while we're on the topic, however, though, before we move on, go to mybookie.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod at mybookie.com to double your first deposit up to $1,000. You want to make any bets? You want to make bets for the players next week? Well, go to mybookie and put them in. They got great odds. They got everybody. I will say, so I think I've said it in the past. I'm not going to say it now. The name of my second book that I use, because hashtag no free ads, but I do use two different offshore books. One of them obviously is MyBookie, and I want to give MyBookie props when it comes to golf, because they allow you to place bets on the full field. The other book that I use sometimes has better odds. So again, this is why like people that gamble have multiple books that they use, right? Because you want to compare odds and get the best one. Like, what did I have? Like let's just, as an example, I think Will Zalatoris top 10 was, plus 320 on MyBookie, but it was plus 350 on my other book. So I put it in through the other book. It didn't hit anyway, but still, you take the better odds. But the other book that I use, even though sometimes they have better odds for golfers, they don't have the full field. So when I bet, again, this didn't hit, but when I bet Sean O'Hare to finish top 20, Sean O'Hare was not an option on my second book. He was an option on mybookie.com. So like I said, despite sometimes they might not have the best odds, but they got everybody. So go to mybookie.com. Again, use the promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000. So yeah, now we can move on. We got, do you guys, well, Das, I know do you remember Black Mirror when we watched it?
Um, yeah. So there was the one with the tablet, and the mother could see like through the daughter's eyes, and that was like a whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I remember a single other episode.
Jones, did you ever watch Black Mirror?
It's been in the queue for millions of years. I haven't got it yet.
It's really good. I think it originally came out, I don't even know, maybe somewhere around 2012 was the first season, and it is terrifyingly accurate, is what I will say, because there's a lot of things that, like, it was supposed to be this like futuristic, like dystopian world where like technology takes over and does all this shit, whatever. One of the episodes, well, that I was going to say is a lot of it has come true, or it's been very fucking close. So one of the episodes, I think it was the season 1 finale, actually. There were these robot dog looking things that did the typical like robot thing where they were like got too smart and started killing humanity because humanity was the problem. Well, shortly after that, it was announced, and there was videos that you can watch of Boston Dynamics, the robot dogs. Like, you can Google this right now, or DuckDuckGo, whatever you want to do. You search Boston Dynamics robot dogs, it'll pop up. They'll have all kinds of videos, all kinds of stuff. But for the last however many years, it's just been like prototypes, and they're like, these are things that we could do with it. This is what it's good for, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Well, it has been officially announced that the United States government is going to release these robot dogs along the southern border of the United States and Mexico to help patrol the border, because it's too much ground for humans to cover. And obviously there's a lot of terrain issues and things like that, like sort of terrain that's very difficult to traverse for humans. It's a fucking robot. It's a dog. It's got 4 legs. Like, it'll just fucking cruise to go through whatever. So we're officially here. We're here. The United States government, like I said, they've had them. We've known that they've had them. But now they're actually using them in real world scenarios, and they're sending them to the Mexico border.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, I know, right?
Literally nothing.
Luckily, I don't think they have any sort of firepower or any sort of like lethal equipment yet. But I think it's just like cameras and like thermal infrared and shit like that. But it's only a matter of time, right?
So are the feeds like setting it up to like ICE or like higher US government shit, or what are they doing?
Yeah. So it's from the Department of Homeland Security. The dogs can transmit real-time video and other data back to human operators while climbing over sand, rocks, and hills. Project has been under development for the last 2.5 years. It's unclear how many robot dogs will be deployed, when, and where to. So what that means is they have like 2,500 of these things that they're just going to start fucking shipping out and like not tell anybody. It's from Ghost Robotics. So it's not Boston Dynamics. It's not that, it's a different one. It's Ghost Robotics. But yeah, here we go. The robots can explore confined spaces and have long range and night vision cameras. It's safer for these dogs than to put humans in harm's way. It's just going through all of this shit. So Customs and Border Patrol has introduced all sorts of new technology along the border, from drones and airplanes with high-tech sensors to now these. And then just because, you have to throw it in there, because why not, right? Because we have to protect the government. We have to make them sound good. They say, in fairness, if there are people who are lost in the Sonoran Desert, these can also be life-saving. So, yeah, if you happen to get lost in the desert in between Mexico and Texas, they can save your life. Yeah, because that's what they're good for.
Has like the government never seen like I Robot or like any of this like Minority Report? None of this ends well.
No, dude, it'll be different this time.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, those are just movies. Yeah. It has nothing to do with like, just the general human condition and the way people work. No.
Yeah.
Movies aren't real. There's nothing real. There's nothing similar to real life about movies.
Life doesn't imitate art or anything.
No, definitely not. No. Nope. Yeah. History definitely doesn't repeat itself either.
No.
Nope. As we're about to enter World War III.
Are we though?
I mean, if some people get their way, yeah.
Fuck it.
It's really funny. I saw this thing like quickly on Twitter today that some people are calling for a no-fly zone over Ukraine. And I think it was Senator Marco Rubio who came out and said, if we, like the United States, institutes a no-fly zone over the country of Ukraine, we might as well just declare war because that's going to start World War III. And I was like, yeah, I could see that, because you can't have one country in a totally different part of the world designate a different country as a no-fly zone and then expect the country that's currently invading them to respect said no-fly zone. So like on both ends of the spectrum, right? Like it's way overstep of bounds to declare another country's boundaries as a no-fly zone. And then the country is currently being invaded by an enemy country, if you want, or a hostile country. Like, do you think that Russia is just going to be like, oh man, United States told us we couldn't fly over Ukraine. Guess we got to ground all the planes. Like it's literally so like I think it was Marco Rubio, but I could be mistaken there. Again, we never let facts get in the way. But let's just say it was Rubio who was like, if we declare a no-fly zone, we might as well just declare World War III.
How do you declare a no-fly zone if you're not gonna get involved in the war? I don't get that. Like, how is that possible? Like, wait, do people think that's possible?
Apparently some people do because they want it.
So hold on, I'm super confused. What? I don't even know where to fucking start. Like, I feel like I'm gonna ask stupid questions. But like, so like, why do the people at Twitter want a no-fly zone over Ukraine?
Well, it's not just the people on Twitter. It's like legitimate, like United States Congress, like members of Congress
Jesus
are
fucking
calling
Christ.
for this.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Zelensky asked for it too.
Zelensky asked for it. The president of Ukraine.
The president of the Ukraine. Okay.
Yeah.
So he asked for it, and then some members of Congress want it in support of him. Is like that kind of the logical train?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more along the lines of they want a conflict rather than support him, because it lines their pockets with dollars.
It's all about the money.
Oh, well, if that's the case, that makes perfect sense, because that drags us right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they want.
I mean, again, we've seen this before with Iraq, Afghanistan. We've done this before.
Yep.
Weapons of mass destruction. They got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Sexy Chris about this the other day, where, we were talking just about like Putin in general. And he said that he got into it with one of his friends because his friend said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, Putin's such an asshole. Like he's a piece of shit, all this stuff. And Chris was like, yeah, I guess. But like, if you look at it from his side, and then the person absolutely fucking exploded on him and was like, you're a Putin supporter, you're this, you're that, and like started like going at him. And him and I were talking about this, and I was like, listen, man, like I agree with you. Like those things aren't mutually exclusive, right? Like Putin can be a complete asshole and a dickhead, but he's not stupid either. He's a very intelligent person. He's ex-KGB. And I found this out because one of the episodes of the Drinking Bros that I listened to, he wasn't like some bullshit fucking like paper pusher at the KGB. Like he was boots on the ground. He was an assassin. Like he killed tens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of people while he worked at the KGB. And then obviously when the Soviet Union fell apart, he was kind of like pulled in by, I forget the story, like the prime minister or the new prime minister at the time or somebody got him involved in politics, or like a mayor of Moscow, maybe originally, who introduced him to the prime minister, who got involved in the politics and all this stuff. And then in 1999, the president of Russia was in all kinds of shit because he was a drunk asshole and he couldn't really run the country because he was really good at drinking. And so he was stepping down, and then he hand selected Putin to run in his place. And then he's literally been in charge ever since. So he worked his way from like a legit, now I'm not saying he's not like a fucking Jason Bourne, but like he was like essentially a legitimate, like a CIA operative. You know what I mean? Like a legit guy for the KGB who's killed people. And now he's worked his way up through the political chains to become the president of this country for the last 20 years. And he's changed the rules along the way to add term. He like took like a 4-year break as a president and became the prime minister instead, or the premier, whatever the fuck they have. And then they changed the laws to extend term, and then you could become again. So he got back in, and now they're making it longer again. Like the guy fucking runs he is Russia essentially at this point. He's not stupid. He is not a stupid person. So to look at it like from his perspective, he is trying to do what he thinks he needs to do for his country, right? He thinks that he's still under the belief, apparently, that, you know, they need to restore the Soviet Union, that they need to take back the land that was taken away from them, and they need to do this because he's come out and with all this propaganda shit, and he's calling all the people in Ukraine Nazis, which is hilarious because the president of Ukraine is Jewish, but he called him a Nazi. So where have we heard that before? Twitter.
True.
Yeah, when people call Ben Shapiro a Nazi, it's like, do you know that he's an Orthodox Jew? Like, he's got a yarmulke like stapled to the back of his head. But regardless, all that shit, like I said, like the conversation between me and Chris was like, yeah, man, like it is what it is. Like, he's not stupid. He's doing this, but at the same time, he can also be an asshole. But the fact that like his friend was like upset that he didn't immediately be like, yeah, fuck him, we should go over there and fuck them up and all that shit. It's like, I'm pretty sure if you poll like real people, so like anybody that doesn't work in politics, and anybody that's between the ages of like 20 and 50, I would be willing to say that more than 50% of them would be against any sort of conflict or going to the Ukraine. I mean, like the average everyday person, like I said, that's not in politics and that's not a billion years old, would be like, why the fuck would we go over there and fight?
I mean, people forget that we just got done a 20-year war.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, exactly.
How'd that turn out?
Yeah, pretty awesome, actually.
Did we do what we said we were going to do?
Yeah. If you mean what we said we were going to do is leave the Taliban billions of dollars worth of equipment. Yeah.
Was that not our intention?
And then give them billions of dollars of cash because we needed to fund the rebuild of the Afghan government, which is the Taliban. The Afghan government is the Taliban, But they said, no, we have to give them humanitarian aid to help support the Afghan government, AKA the Taliban. No. It's the Afghan government.
Some kind of governmental infrastructure.
Yeah. No, we need to give them money so their government can function properly. Well, the government's run by the Taliban. Yeah, that part's not important. Like, that's literally what happened.
Tell Russia to chill out.
Yeah, like that's literally what happened. And it's like, holy shit. It's just fucking, the whole thing is just fucking stupid. Everyone is a complete asshole. But like, most people like don't pay attention to that. Like, they don't get it. Or it's because the regular news doesn't cover that, or when the news does cover it, they say it like that. Cause that's how I heard it said was, yeah, the United States provides financial support to the new rebuilding Afghan government to like restructure everything. So if you just hear that, you're like, oh, that's good. If you just hear that in passing, you're like, yeah, we should, right? We were there for 20 years. We fucked shit up. We should give them money to rebuild and restructure their government, until you stop and think and go, well, the government's the Taliban. Oh, wait a second. It's just good. It's wordsmithing, really. That's what it is. It's wordsmithing by the mainstream media. Whatever. I mean, if people fall for it, they fall for it. I mean, we're a show that gets, on average, less than 100 views per episode. Like, we can fucking bitch and moan and complain and say shit, but the truth is not that many people are going to hear it. So what can you do?
Also, fun fact about Russian politics. So Dmitry Medvedev used to be the president from 2008 to 2012, and then he just kind of stepped down because Putin kind of like was better. Like,
yeah, he was ready to come back.
yeah, he's gonna come back, and then so Putin got elected, and then Medvedev is now on his security council.
Yeah, isn't he the defense secretary or something? The defense minister, whatever the fuck. He's the czar of fucking defense, of war. He's the czar of war.
I'm not sure if he's the actual chief of like the head of defense or deputy. I mean, but either way, like
yeah, and it's like, oh, cool. There's no corruption there. Nothing to see here. But yeah, so I think with the new laws and the way they changed everything, I think Putin is allowed to continue to be president until 2032 or something like that. Like, he has still got like another 10 years, and then he can take a break, do exactly what he did before, and then come back. I mean, I think he's like 69, 68. He's in his late 60s. So he can go 10 more years and then, take a break and then go back in again. Or just change the rules again before 2032 and just keep extending himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like anybody's going to run against him.
No. Well, they'd be dead. He had one guy that ran against him and he was poisoned. He survived the poisoning. I forget the dude's name. But then he was Rasputin. Yeah. I've got a funny story about that for my final thought today. Rasputin. But yeah, I forget what the guy's name was. And then he was labeled a political terrorist or something like that, or whatever, just because he was like the opposition to Putin. So
Putin is going to be 70 in October.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And he looks great. He looks great for fucking 70. So, but like I said, like he's a legit dude. So
he's a chick. So
yeah, no, I mean, like, as far as like, he's not some bitch that's been a politician his entire life. You know what I mean? Like Joe Biden has been a senator for 50 years. So since he was in his mid 30s, he's been in the he's been in the Senate. Like he's never fucking stepped foot outside of the US Capitol or that area, or you know what I mean? Like he's never fucking done anything legit. He's never been to war. You know what I mean? Like he's never done any of that stupid shit. So Putin has. we haven't had a badass president since what, Eisenhower? Nah, I guess you could call, I don't know.
HW. I mean,
I would say HW.
I mean, he was like you said, he was the head of the CIA, or like he was pretty high up in the CIA. No.
Yeah, he killed Kennedy. Yeah, I mean, I think the last few would have probably been HW, JFK, and then Eisenhower. And then obviously, like, you know, once you get back into like
Ulysses S. Grant.
Well, yeah. But once you get back into like the 20s and 30s and prior, you're going to have a lot of guys because there was so many fucking wars at that time that like everyone was a war hero.
I mean, Teddy Roosevelt beat fucking asthma or something, I think.
Yeah, and he wrestled a bear and won.
Yeah.
He got shot and was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to finish the speech, which I think Ronald Reagan also did too. Or maybe it was only Reagan and I just attribute it to Teddy Roosevelt because he's the man. But I'm pretty sure Teddy Roosevelt got shot and just didn't give a fuck. He was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just a flesh wound.
Find a bear and you could just leave that on your body.
Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Oh, actually, I got something to bitch about, and then it'll roll into another thing too. Well, we've got some bad news. We have chicken producers have said that there's a bird flu. So the bird flu is bad right now, but actually in birds this time, not like H1N1 back in fucking whatever that was, 2007. And it's killing all the chickens. All the chickens are dying from the bird flu. So as a result, we have a chicken shortage. So I don't know if you've noticed, there hasn't been a lot of availability on chicken wings or anything like that. It has to do with a chicken shortage. The other thing, I've heard other podcasts talk about this, so I don't know this from firsthand experience, but they're saying places like Wingstop, like the chain restaurant, like their whole thing is they sell wings. They've shifted their marketing to be like, come buy chicken thighs now. Like they're trying to push like chicken thighs on people instead of the wings because there's a wing shortage because all the fucking chickens are dying. So like, apparently we're going to deal with fucking high chicken prices and you can't find chicken wings anymore.
I saw plenty of chicken wings on Friday. I guess I'll have to keep my wing sources fucking private.
Yeah, you're going to have to. But yeah, this is
hoarding wings.
The U.S. poultry producers are tightening safety measures for their flocks as disease experts warn that wild birds are likely spreading a highly lethal form of avian flu across the country. So all these chickens are dying, which means that there's going to be no more chicken. So be prepared.
This is severely disappointing on two fronts. So one is we're going to have less chickens, which kind of sucks. Two, I'm actually reading a book now about pandemics and stuff, and like their biggest thing was the H5N1 avian virus that the chickens are actually infected with right now, and like a global like killer. And now it's like I'm just reading something from the CDC saying it's low risk to the public. So that's disappointing.
Yeah, give it time. Wait until the fall.
Hey.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, they'll they'll have that whipped right back in so they can get us back to fucking, nope, you can't go anywhere without this shot. Oh, you got to mask up. We got H5N1, real bad. It's the bird flu is back.
I mean, I'm all about it because the H5N1 from the book that I read is actually, it's pretty gnarly if it gets to what it can be.
Sick. I'm gonna eat exclusively chicken for the rest of the year and hope that I get it.
Same. I'll just eat raw chicken and just hope for the best.
Yeah, it's either the H5N1 or it'll be the salmonella. One of them will get me.
If you're gonna eat raw chicken, you should let it sit out on the counter for a day or two first.
Yeah. Let the botulism set in too. So you really want to cover all your bases. Either the H5N1, the botulism virus, the fucking salmonella, any kind of other bacteria we can get. Let's do it.
I like Petri dish.
Yeah, I love it.
Worst part is all you would probably do is fucking piss shit and bleed out of your eyes or something.
That actually was one of the symptoms that they actually bleed out of your eyes.
Oh, sick. Yeah, so that's the thing with chicken, but which leads me to my bigger point that have you guys noticed how fucking expensive everything is like at the grocery store? Like I have noticed a substantial difference in the amount of money that I spend every week at the grocery store now. Like it's wild.
I mean, I tried to, I think we were talking in the group text, and I was trying to get a tri-tip today, and I wasn't paying $30 for like a small ass tri-tip. It wasn't anything special, but it was $33. I mean, I know it's like a good cut and stuff, but like, I'm not trying to spend that on a steak.
Right.
You know, so again, obviously, so you aren't in Massachusetts, Jones, but you are. I know it's technically not Northeast, but for comparison's sakes, it's basically Northeast, or you're lumped in with us. But like you always hear, like, oh, brisket's a cheap cut, or tri-tip is a cheap cut, because anything that theoretically you need to cook on a smoker, or you would want to cook on a smoker, theoretically is not supposed to be a nice cut. It's supposed to be tough and fatty and delicious and awesome, which I don't get that part. But like in Texas, I think when they say like, oh, brisket's a cheap cut, dude, I think in Texas or wherever the fuck cows are, and I mean like a lot of cows.
Yeah. Wyoming.
I think brisket is like $3.50 a pound. But dude, for us, it's like $6.99. And I don't know what the fuck it is in Maryland. It can't be much different.
Yeah.
So it's like, even like tri-tips, like you were probably looking at probably close to $10 a pound for it. And it's like, dude, tri-tips supposed to be like $5 or less a pound. Like it's like when these guys talk like, oh, cheap cut, it's because it's tough. It takes a while, super high in fat. Like the polar opposite of it is a filet.
Right.
It's lean, it's tender, cooks quick.
Yep.
Like chicken breast, same thing, even though chicken breast sucks. But so yeah, it's weird because it's like, especially up here, like all beef is expensive. There are no cheap cuts of beef. And the cheap cuts of beef you don't want to eat. They're fucking awful. And there's nothing you can do to them. There's no marinade. There's no amount of fucking acid that can break this fucking thing down. There's nothing you can do to a top round or an eye round. Nothing. You could cook it at fucking 200 degrees for 4 days and it's still going to be tough.
Yeah.
I assure you. Like there's nothing you can do. Like you could, like you ever see like those butter aging? Like you take melted butter, you dip the meat in, and then you like leave it in the fridge. It makes almost like a wax coating of butter.
No, I haven't seen that, but that sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, so that's a thing. You could do that with fucking top round or eye round, and it won't do a goddamn thing.
I mean, I know the dry aging thing.
Yeah, so yeah, you could fucking dry age, butter age. I don't give a fuck age. There's nothing you can do to this shit. But even those are like fucking $4.99 a pound.
Yeah.
It's like, in what world is that cheap? Like if you want 3 pounds, at $6.99 a pound, it's over $20
Yeah.
for like a brisket. But you know what that leaves us? Just keep going right at Market Basket. The pork.
Yep.
Usually kind of stays there. Pork butts are great. Pork ribs are great. Chops, underrated. If you can't have the chickens and the beef's too much, go for the pig. Big on the pig.
Yeah, big on the pig. So, yeah, like you said, the ribs are good. But I said this to our group text earlier today. It's like red meat is becoming like a rich people's food. I mean, like I looked at the ribeyes today because if you remember when we lived in Mansfield, like I ate steak a lot. Like I ate steak, I don't know, probably at least 3 nights a week, 3 nights out of the week. And it would be like, you could get a New York strip at Market Basket for $7.99 a pound, $8.99 a pound. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't crazy. Now the New York strip's like $11. It's like $10.99 or $11.99 a pound. And the ribeye is like $13.99 a pound. Yep. Like I saw, because in Market Basket, they dual pack them. So like in one pack, there's 2 ribeyes. And it was like $27.89. And I was like, I'm not paying $30 for 2 fucking pieces of steak. Like at that rate, I might as well go to a restaurant and order it because it's going to be the exact same price and I don't have to fucking cook it and clean up afterwards.
So actually, so I went to Wegmans today and they do the same thing, which is, I hate that, how they do the dual packaging.
Yeah.
Like, I just get either like,
because it fucks me in particular because Amy doesn't like fatty cuts. So the good stuff, really, I tell her all the time. So like, if I get a ribeye, like she doesn't like ribeye. She likes a New York strip, like, cause it's lean, like it's just got the fat on the top, or she likes like a first cut fucking whatever. It's so to like not have like a single wrapped thing is so fucking annoying to me, but it's just, sorry.
And it takes so much more too. Like,
yeah.
That 2-pound sirloin guy for like 17. And it was pretty fucking good. But I hate the dual thing because I'm not gonna we don't eat all of it. Like I have to like save it and all that crap. Like
yeah, and beef doesn't save.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Nick, a friend of the show. There have been times where like a rib roast will go on sale at Stop and Shop for like $5.99 a pound, and he'll buy like a 4, 5, 6 pound rib roast and then cut it himself. And then he's got a vacuum sealer. So he'll vacuum seal it and pop them in the freezer. And then he's got like 8 ribeyes. He's got like 8 ribeye steaks that he only had to pay whatever, $6.99 a pound or whatever it was. And it's like, oh damn, like that's a good idea. And almost like that's almost the way you have to do it now. But how often does that happen? What is that? Once a quarter?
They do that around Christmas and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't see $5.99 again until the holidays.
Yeah. So it's like, it's going to have to be the thing, or I'm going to have to try and get a BJ's membership and see what their prices are like. Cause I know their meat's pretty good at BJ's. But just because it's bulk doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be cheaper. Like it still might be $11.99 a pound, but now I have to buy fucking 7 instead of 2.
Well, that's the thing. Is like if you like fillets, you can buy a whole beef tenderloin.
Yeah,
you can cut the steaks.
Yeah,
but 10 pounds is still fucking $150.
Yeah, I know.
Or it's my math's off, but yeah, I mean, even if it's whole, like,
right.
Yeah, it's still gonna have 3 digits.
Yeah. And it's not much cheaper at the butcher in town. It's like downtown North Attleboro. Like,
it's never cheaper.
We have a butcher.
The butcher's never cheaper.
Yeah.
Not the Market Basket.
Right. So it's like, I said to you guys too, like I kind of, this right now makes me want to join like Walden Local Meats or like one of those like farm shares, like the CSAs, just because like if I'm going to pay out of the fucking ass anyway, like why not get like really good shit? You know what I mean? Cause like, I don't know where the fucking cows are that the Attleboro market basket gets it from. Like, for all I know, it could be fed fucking Clorox and
I wish it was.
And Barkeeper's Friend. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And with the Fabuloso float, but
should be.
Yeah, but you know and if that's $11.99 a pound, but the Walden local meat stuff is, you know, $13.99 a pound. It's an extra $2 a pound, but it comes from like Steve's farm in fucking the Berkshires. All right, cool. Like I'll just pay you know what I mean? Like I'll pay the extra $2 a pound to get something delivered that's local, and I know where it is. I know where it's coming from. I don't know, but maybe I'm just an idiot. Well, I am an idiot, but you know.
You're an idiot but not for that reason.
Yes, not for that reason. You know, and it's like one of those like, I don't know. I think definitely more recently, I think as I've gotten older, I've tried to pay a little bit more attention to like where things come from and certain like what's in certain things too. Cause I've also noticed that like I'm starting to develop like different food sensitivities. Like obviously, like I know I'm allergic to soy and avocado now, which was awesome because all those times that we used to go get all you can eat sushi, and I used to house sushi and dip it in soy sauce, I would always feel like trash, and my fucking HRV would plummet and my resting heart rate would go up. And I always thought it was like rice. Like I thought it was, oh yeah, no, I can't eat rice, or like, oh, maybe it's the raw fish or whatever. No, you stupid fuck. I'm allergic to soy and avocado. And what's in every fucking sushi roll? Avocado. And what do I dip it in? Soy sauce. So I'm an asshole. But it's like, yeah. But it's one of those things like I said, as I've gotten older and I've developed these retarded fucking food sensitivities, I also started to pay attention to like, all right, well, like what kind of shit like has like weird plastic in it? So like, because it's also weird. Like I've listened to some people that have been on Joe Rogan and some other podcasts, and they talk about like phthalates and how plastic leaches and like what plastic can actually do to you, and why, you know, when plastics entered the mainstream in the 1950s, and then the rise of cancer rates has gone up exponentially since the 1950s. And I know, you know, correlation doesn't mean causation and all that bullshit, you know, whatever, spare me. But there's enough evidence about plastics and all this shit. So like all my Tupperware, I've switched from plastic to glass. Like I won't heat anything up that's in plastic. Like if I still do use a plastic Tupperware for something, like if we run out of the glass ones, I won't heat it up in there. Like I'm a little bit more conscious about, like, I don't drink out of plastic bottles anymore. Just little things here and there. Like I don't buy certain types of like dishwasher detergent because they have like weird dyes and plastics in them that, like, when you think about it, like you're washing the dishes and cups and glasses that you use every single day. So you're putting the chemicals on the glass, and like, you don't rinse the glass after you take it out of the dishwasher, right? That's stupid. That defeats the purpose. So like there's stuff that gets on. It's this whole thing. So I'm a little bit more health conscious about that type of stuff. So like, why not? Like like I've said, like at this point, like I might as well just buy the fucking Walden local meats and join a farm share and get all my meat from, you know, 75 miles away versus wherever the fuck Market Basket comes from in like Chile or like Mexico or some bullshit, you know?
It sounds like you're saying it's a long way of saying you are trying to live longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's. Do I need to eat more plastic? Like, yes. Should I start like blending up plastic bags and like garnishing my food with it?
Plastic smoke. Don't breathe this.
Or do.
Yeah. Breathe it, then eat it.
Well, anyway, so on a lighter note, there's a company. I guess this will be a free ad. I've never used it before. I just Googled. I Googled Butcher Box because I know that's another thing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I Googled Butcher Box, and I ended up on some other website. I don't know. Google ads are great. And this is called Fast Steak. FA Steak. I don't know. So I went to pricing. There's the medium box and the big box. And I'm gonna throw out the deets on the big box. It's $245
a month.
No, this is a one-time purchase.
Okay.
It's not a subscription. This isn't a subscription.
Oh, okay.
So this isn't exactly what you're talking about, but I found this more interesting.
Yeah. All right. Lay it on me.
So I get to choose. You get to choose 4 steak packs. Your options are 4 20-ounce porterhouses, 4 14-ounce ribeyes, boneless, 4 14-ounce strip steaks, or 4 16-ounce beef ribs. And you can have 4. So whether you want one of each or you want all 4 in boneless ribeyes, that's your $245. So you're getting 22 to 24 pounds of meat.
Yes.
For your $245. So it comes out to $10.75 per pound. So you're still paying like a lot, but it's cheaper and maybe better. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But now this is the good part. As like your first order, whatever, you get a free 40-ounce tomahawk with it.
A 40-ounce.
That's fucking
tomahawk.
Awesome.
You need 2 hands for that thing.
I want the fucking tomahawk. I almost want to do this just for the tomahawk.
Yeah, I mean, that is a lot, but I don't know. So yeah.
So you're gonna end up freezing this stuff, obviously. Like there's no one's ripping through that unless it's like me and you. Yeah, but even if me and you split one, that's still a shitload.
Yeah. How big are the steaks?
Ounces?
The boneless ones are 14 ounces.
Okay.
The bone in are 20, and then the ribs are 16.
So
I mean that's a decent amount.
It's 22 to 24 pounds.
Yeah.
On average.
Yeah. So I mean.
So yeah, theoretically, if say it was all ribeyes, you want ribeyes at 10.75.
You got 4 ribeyes.
No, you get 16 ribeyes
because
the pack is 4, and you get 4 packs.
Oh shit, dude, that's pretty good. 16 ribeyes for $250.
Yeah, it's $10.75 a pound.
And you get the 40-ounce.
And you get the tomahawk.
And you get the tomahawk. We should all do it and then have the 3 tomahawks and just fucking smoke them.
I don't even know what I would do with the tomahawk.
My dad got me a tomahawk and I still have it. I don't have the courage because I will fuck it up. I have no idea.
That's the thing is like a 40-ounce tomahawk. Well, so number one, and I have one, the probe thermometer.
Yeah.
That thing's fucking nails.
I have one too.
But why I'm saying that though is a 40-ounce tomahawk is too big for a cast iron pan.
Yeah.
And I only have the smoker here.
Right.
So how the fuck? But I mean, my smoker, I can throw charcoal right underneath. Like I can turn it into a grill if I need to.
Right.
But fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like an all-day affair. Too.
I wouldn't even know how to do it. 40 ounces? What is that? 3?
It's almost 4 pounds. 4 pounds is 48 ounces.
No. It's 16 ounces. Is a pound.
It's like just under 3 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
3 pounds.
Yeah,
is
2.5 pounds. It's 2.5 pounds.
Yeah.
So 2.5 pounds. Okay, that might only take like 2.5 pounds. That might only take like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It could.
Because maybe a little bit longer. Maybe like 12 minutes aside.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on how you want to do it. Like if you want to do like a reverse sear, like if you're going to do a reverse sear, like
Oh, if you smoke
It
it for
might
like
take
an hour,
it might
and
take
then
an hour just
yeah, if
to
you
just to hit it at the 180, if you 200 somewhere around 180, 200 for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then
temperature.
And then sear it afterwards.
I was gonna say, if you were gonna say cook that thing to 180,
oh
then
no,
you don't
God,
you
no.
don't fuck. You don't get a tomahawk. If
No,
you're gonna
it's
cook
not
that thing to
fucking.
180.
It's not brisket.
Yeah. Oh, what's
Yeah,
this
no.
shredded tomahawk?
Yeah. Yeah. Pulled tomahawk.
Pulled tomahawk.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you cook it in a temperature space between 180
Yeah,
and
if you're gonna
200 for an
reverse it.
hour, and then just sear it afterwards.
Yeah.
But
You
even
could.
then, like, you would need a grill because it's like you said, it's too big for a
Yeah,
cast
I
iron
don't
pan.
have the technology to reverse sear. I'd have to fucking get the solo stove going and probably get a fucking grate for on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like Over the Fire Cooking, that guy on Instagram.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Big fan of that guy.
Those piece of sausages look so fun.
No, those look so good. So yeah, I mean, that might actually be worth it. Because if you think about it, like so even if you do a subscription plan, right? And you get 16 cuts of steak for a month and it costs you $250. If you're like, that still might be cheaper, right? Or it might save you money in the long run. Because like I said, if Market Basket, if it's $13.99 a pound, you're saving $2 and change per pound. So, that's over 16 cuts of meat. That's, $40-50 that you're saving over the course of a month on meat. So I don't know. It's worth looking into at least. I think because I went to Market Basket today because I didn't go yesterday because I had shit to do. But just being there today and being like, what the fuck, dude, this shit's so expensive. And then like I didn't even buy that much shit. And it was like $140. And I'm like, there's just two of us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can't imagine what like a family of 4 or 5, like a parent, like with 2 parents and like 2 or 3 kids. Like, how much do you spend on groceries a week? It's got to be at least like $500 right now, which is insane.
Not even like the money too. Like, how annoying is it? Because I went to the grocery store today too. Like, how awful isn't the Sunday grocery store experience?
It's miserable. It's why I do everything possible to never go to the grocery store on a Sunday. I would rather, so I typically go on Saturday mornings, and it's not that bad. Sometimes here and there, like for some random reasons, it gets busy, but like it's fun, it's tolerable. Like, I would rather go on a Friday night than a Sunday at any time. But I get like, just so happened like this weekend, like Amy's cousins and her friend came over on Friday nights. We were out, we were up all Friday night, like hanging out. And then yesterday, like I had to go travel and do shit. So it was like, I just couldn't get to the grocery store until today. And I'm like, this is why I fucking hate grocery shopping on a Sunday.
Did you get the window liquors that like are 1000% way too slow in the aisles, and then they have like the car?
Yep.
And then
every single cash register is open. There's like 17 fucking registers at this Market Basket in Attleboro, and still every one is like 4 carts deep. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, sick. All right, well, we're not going anywhere because this is going to take fucking forever.
I mean, if it helps, I was stuck on Friday morning when there's not a lot of people there, and the lines were only 1 deep, like all 7 of them that were open.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there waiting for someone on a price check on scallions.
That's so sick.
Good. Scallions cost 99 cents, maybe $1.29. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Price check on scallions. And ultimately, she didn't take them.
Oh my God.
That's so good.
Imagine that. Oh, well, I thought these were 27 cents.
And then
99 cents. Oh, I don't want them then. So send them back.
Yeah, it was funny because it's like, you pick a line, and I don't change lines. I pick a line, I stay there. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, you ride it out.
But I got absolutely fucking fucked on this one because it was like I had the woman who needed the price check on the scallions. And before she even needed the price check on the scallions, I had started loading the belt. Person behind me got pulled to a different line. That person was out of there before the person ahead of me
was even done
with their stupid price check. And then all of a sudden someone came out of nowhere with a saved order. And saved orders usually because you didn't have enough money to fucking pay for it.
Yep.
Like, what
so
the fuck?
You were stuck in the opening credits of Office Space when they're in the traffic jam.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I don't move. I pick a line and I go with it. I don't do this shit. I don't bounce. I don't whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got all the idiots were there Friday morning, and they were right in front of me.
Yeah, it's just wild. Like I really am blown away at how much money that everything costs now. Like, not to sound like an old man yelling at a cloud, but it's noticed. It's
back in your day. What did?
But like it's noticeable. Like I used to be able to go food shopping. Again, it's just me and Amy. Like I used to be able to go food shopping, get in and out on like a normal week, anywhere between 90 and $120. And like now the least amount of money I've spent there in the last two months, call it, is probably like $130. Like last week, I think I spent 170. Because you need, like, there's those weeks when like everything lines up, like when you have to buy paper towels and toilet paper and paper plates and tinfoil in the same week. It's like shit that you don't normally buy all the time, but they all lined up. It was like all the fucking planets aligned. And I literally, like, they're running through and they're like, oh, $170. And I'm like, what in the fuck? Like, there's two people.
But you probably need dog food too.
Yeah, well, we go to the dog food store for that. So, but we did actually. Amy had to go buy dog food this week. But it's like, holy shit, man. Like I said, like I don't know how people with like big families do it, how they can pull it off.
Well, I'll tell you right now how you should. First and foremost, things that haven't changed in price, ground turkey generally is the same price.
Yeah.
All pork products are still cheap.
Yes. Pork is
every single
cheap.
one of them.
Yeah.
They're still cheap.
Except for bacon.
Yeah, that's bacon though. That's really kind of like its own food group. Except for some reason, the Brockton Market Basket spare ribs are like $4.50 a pound. And West Bridgewater, I think, might still be $2.99.
Interesting.
Which is a weird one. I don't know why. It's fucking less than 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably fucking 10. It's right. They're both right off the highways.
Yeah.
But yeah, like one price is like 1.5 times. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be one of those things where
big on the pig, dude.
Yeah, red meat just becomes a treat. No more steak tips. You know what I mean? Like, so I would like steak tips. I would switch it up and do all this other shit, and all that stuff. But whatever. What's fish like? What's the price of fish? Has that gone up at all? Do you guys know?
I don't buy fucking fish.
Yeah, we have a fresh catch here in North Attleboro too. So sometimes I like to go there and get, whatever, like salmon or scallops or shrimp or whatever the fuck I'm getting.
Ooh, la-di-da.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just don't know how to cook them. I can't. I've only just recently gotten to seafood. I don't know how to do it yet.
Seafood's fucking easy to cook. Like really easy. What are you saying?
Almost as easy as mushrooms.
Mushrooms are easy to cook.
Yeah, I know from like previous episodes because Jared wanted to do DMT and he wanted to start cooking mushrooms first.
Oh yeah, that was fucking insane. I forgot about that.
I actually love mushrooms now. It's like
That's
one of
the
my favorite
worst
things.
one of the worst fucking claims on this fucking show.
Well, because when I was a
Well,
kid, I hated mushrooms.
if I want to take drugs, I should probably start by eating a vegetable. Yeah, you're right. You nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, 100% logical.
Never mind, like actual shrooms don't taste like the fucking vegetable.
Yeah, because they come from fucking cow shit.
They taste like fucking dirt and like
cow shit.
No, they don't actually taste like cow shit unless
It's like
it just tastes like fiber. Like, yeah, it tastes like what you think like straw would taste like or hay. Where it's just like a fibrous, like a fibrous cylinder of ground. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to.
It tastes like ground.
Jones, does that make sense?
No, it does. It's
Okay,
actually it's spot on.
Like
it takes you forever to chew it. It takes you forever to get it down your throat. That's why you take orange juice with it. People who take it with peanut butter sandwiches, I don't know how they get it down.
I don't either.
That's
or like McChickens. I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that too. Just wild.
All right, some people will they make
we just ate them, didn't we?
They make a tea with it.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. No way. Nope. Would not do that. That would be the worst way to fucking ingest them. I assure you of that. Because when it's in its solid form, there's obviously some flavors and whatever that don't really come out. You throw that thing into fucking water and you make a tea out of it. Not only is every flavor coming out, it's also way hard to drink. No fucking way. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we when we did them, we just nommed on them and then we just downed it with orange juice.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Because they do taste like shit because they are shit.
All right. Well, you guys want to start wrapping this up? I think it's about that time.
We can wrap this up.
Right? Is it? How long have we been going?
Long time.
Yeah.
So on record, we must have a smell or a stench or something, because all the weirdos usually are attracted to us.
Yep.
All right. So this morning, we drive to Dedham Square, Dedham Center, Dedham Square. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Walk the dog across the street. He's with us because the bagel store, you hop in, get a breakfast sandwich. Then there's a coffee store where you can grab coffee and go. But whatever, it's good for him to come with us. So he's with us. Some guy's sitting at a table drinking a coffee, sees the dog, whatever, pets him, whatever. No big deal, nothing. So go in, get the breakfast sandwiches, go over, get the coffee, and I'm sitting outside with Leo, and the guy's walking around again, smoking what I would assume to be a Misty 120 or a Capri 120. It was a very, very long cigarette, very long. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those.
Yeah.
And Michaela just come back out with coffee, and the guy's back around. So he's talking about the dog again, whatever. And then he claims to be Caesar Milan's cousin.
Jesus.
He because he said something like that. He goes, "Oh, my cousin's Caesar Milan." And I'm like, why did he say that? And he goes, "Oh, the dog whisperer." And Michaela's like, "Oh, yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, that's my cousin." And I'm like, no, he's fucking not. Yeah. He absolutely is not. There's no fucking way. This is not possible. This is not fucking possible. It cannot be possible.
Yeah.
Refuse to believe this. And he's going on about he's like, "Oh, well, Caesar Milan's dog mauled another one." You would think if he's the dog whisperer, he'd have his own dog under control. And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, but that information, he tried to hide it, didn't come out, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why is it always me? Why do the fucking weirdos always have to find me? And guess what? One fucking Google search shows me how fucking Caesar Milan allegedly killed Queen Latifah's dog. So couldn't have tried that hard to fucking hide it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can Google stuff too, you fucking weirdo. And like, this is the thing is like, he didn't smell like a homeless person or like wasn't tweaking like a fucking crackhead. So like, I don't even know what the guy's deal was. I think he was just creepy. But
maybe
I'm
just
like,
looking to make friends.
But like, why? Why is it always me? Why is it always the fucking weirdos? Like, I am the least approachable person on the planet. Why do these fucking people always seek me out? I just don't fucking get it.
I think it's because they know, right? It's like I'm
a piece of shit. Look at this piece of shit.
To keep it on brand. Like, you know, when people that don't like dogs, the dogs can sense that, right? They're like, oh, this person's being fucking weird. I'm going to go jump all over him now. And the people are like, you know, like those people that like just don't like dogs for whatever reason, like they can sense that and then they just feed into it. It's like the same thing. It's like when you're out and you're like, don't fucking look at me. Don't fucking talk to me. Stay away from me. Like, I don't want to talk to you. You're a random fucking stranger. I have nothing to say to you. That's when they're like, I'm going to go say something to this guy. I'm going to go talk to him. He's someone that I'm going to go talk to. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
Like, what? Like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Of course. All the fucking weirdos.
It's always us too. It's always one of us. Wherever we go, some fucking weirdo is going to stop and try and talk to one of us.
Like at the airport. Remember the airport kid?
Yeah.
When we were in line at Dunkin' Donuts, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
It was me, you and Clovis.
You gotta go find out.
He goes, he goes, really what? Like, so the three of us are in line at Dunkin' Donuts at the airport, and this kid's behind us. Yeah, when we went to Austin. No, it was in Boston, but when we were flying to Austin. And he's like, so one of you guys got to go walk over across, and we got to see which place has the cheaper Powerade. So that's the one we buy, because it was like the Hudson, whatever the fuck, was on the wall across the street, or the street across the fucking hallway in the terminal. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Why us? Like, why does that fucking person have to, like, every other person in the Dunkin' Donuts line is just shutting their mouth and fucking not saying anything.
Yep.
Oh yeah. See, one of you guys got to go walk over and see what the Powerade is. I go, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want a Powerade. And I'm not interested in the fucking potential 26-cent savings. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, everything at the airport is ridiculously expensive. If I'm spending $15 on a water and a bag of trail mix, whether it's $15.29 or $15.03, it's still a shitload.
Yeah, it's still way too much.
Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. And then he didn't even get a Powerade.
He didn't even get one. He didn't get one across. He didn't get one across the fucking street or at Dunkin' Donuts.
No, he got some fucking iced coffee and like a bagel. Like
all the fucking weirdos, man.
Yeah. So, Jones, you got a final thought?
Yeah. Before I do though, like, this is the oldest podcast probably ever. We're just yelling at fucking prices and food prices and all this shit. Like, we are so fucking old.
That's good. That's going to be the name. That's the name of this episode. Was it the oldest podcast ever, or like the oldest people ever?
Yeah.
Like, what's a good one?
But so I mean, to like get in the whole thing, like Brandy got me a new grill for Christmas, and so I fired that bitch up today. Fucking love it. Lighting it was kind of a pain in the dick for the first time, but once I got it cooking, like, made some sirloin tips. It's so good. I'm just so glad that it's starting to get warm again, and it's grilling season.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah. I mean, you can still grill though. I mean, as long as it's not like complete ass.
Yeah. I mean, we can still grill. I've used the smoker and the grill in the wintertime too, when there's fucking snow on the ground. Like, it's whatever. But it's just not like grilling season, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, today was like 72, and I think tomorrow's supposed to be 80, but it's supposed to be raining crap. But I mean, it was just nice to get out there, like bare feet, and just like hang out, watch the grill, and just like do nothing.
Yeah.
You say you're getting 80 this
80
week?
tomorrow. Yeah.
That's nice. Getting? It was 63 here today, and tomorrow is going to be 57. And then if you're down with that, Tuesday, Wednesday this week is going to be 45 and 44. So, it's pretty sweet.
So do we have sunlight on that? We need melting conditions.
It's going to rain tomorrow. So it's 57 and rain tomorrow.
Yep. That helps.
45.
That's great for melting.
45 and sun on Tuesday, 44 and clouds Wednesday, and then partly cloudy the rest of the week at 52 degrees, and then rain and 60.
Dude, we could potentially play golf at the end of the week. Good thing I'm going to Vermont on Friday, because where there will be no golf whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was gonna say end of the week could be golf time.
And then looking into next week,
I'm sure we'll get to 18 up there.
Look, yeah. Looking into next week, and I know it's still next week, but starting on Wednesday the 16th through Sunday the 20th, rain or snow every day for 5 days straight, with temperatures between 31 and 51. So obviously on the colder days, we're going to get some sort of snow or wintry mix. And then on the warmer days, it's just going to be rain for 5 days in a row. So it looks a lot like I will probably not be golfing anytime in March, which is fucking annoying, unless we drive somewhere, because I have had the itch to play around a golf for probably almost a month at this point. It's been a solid like 3 weeks, I would say. I'm like, I just want to go out and just play once. Like, I know, obviously too, like I know it's going to be like shit. You know what I mean? You go out and you shoot a fucking 100 or a 110, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter. But like, I just want to go out. Like, I just want to play a round of golf.
Yeah, well, you can't have what you fucking want.
Yep.
Best you can have is some fucking weirdo coming up to you the next time you're at Lowe's.
Yeah.
So here tomorrow is going to be 80, and then Tuesday goes to 50, and then Wednesday's supposed to be 40. So I'm definitely not going to get sick. 1000%.
Yeah. You're going to feel awesome by the end of the week.
Yeah. Oh, and then I don't think I told you guys, I'm coming up there next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Me and Matt are going to go see a show in Boston.
Nice. What show?
It's KFC Radio. It's a Barstool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're doing, what are they doing? A live podcast?
Yeah, it's like one of their live shows, like Couch by Couch West or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I forget. I think, is it the Hanover?
Oh, I don't
know.
It's
somewhere in Boston.
I don't know if Theatra's in Boston.
Yeah, but I'll be up. I'll be up there for the weekend. So
sweet. Yeah, I'll be here. So it's at the 11th. Friday's the 11th. Oh, so the 18th, 19th.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Ah, okay, all right. Yeah, it's a good time to be in Boston too.
You'll get to enjoy the seasons.
Yeah, it'll be nice and quiet.
Yeah, we're gonna be really sober, I plan on.
Yeah, super relaxed. St. Patrick's Day weekend in Boston.
No static, just relaxing, recharge the batteries.
Yep. All right. So my final thought is, I alluded to it earlier. The Kingsman. The third movie in the Kingsman series, I guess you would call it. I guess it is a series now at this point. Jones, did you ever see any of the Kingsman movies?
It's still in the queue.
So the first one, phenomenal. Like, the first one is a great movie. The second one was good. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still pretty good. So this third one that came out was actually a prequel as to like how the whole Kingsman thing got started. It was interesting. As a movie itself, I saw it. Des, you said you also saw the movie.
Yep.
So I was slightly let down because of how good the first two were. And like I said, the original Kingsman, the first movie, is very good. It is a very good movie. This one, compared to those movies, left a lot to be desired.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
So the other thing I was going to get to too is you kind of have to be a history guy to get what's going on in the movie. So the third one, The King's Man, it centers around World War One. And it starts out with the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, and it talks about how the cousins, the three cousins, Queen Victoria's grandchildren are King George in England, Tsar Nicholas in Russia, and Kaiser Wilhelm in Germany. And it's a fictional retelling of real world events, really. Because there's some comedy in it too, because it's the Kingsman stuff, which if you watch the movie, you'll get like there's comedy in it. I enjoyed that part of it. I thought that part was really clever. And I like history. I've always liked history. I laughed. Like there was some of it where I was like, I see what they did there, or like, I get that joke. Like that's silly, right? So like I said earlier in the show, Rasputin was in it, right? Because he was the advisor to Tsar Nicholas and that whole thing. And the whole story of Rasputin is fucking wild. Like he's this like monk guy who does like mind control and has all this weird shit. And like people thought he was a mystic or magical, had magical powers, whatever. And then eventually...
favorite like historical figures.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt, he is up there with one of my favorite historical figures of all time. Just his story in and of itself is just fascinating. His death is fucking exhilarating. Like he gets poisoned, then he gets shot, and then he gets thrown in a river. And then when they finally pull his body out of the river, they find that there was fucking dirt under his nails that he was clawing while he was still alive. So it's wild. But little aspects of that are in the movie with Rasputin. And it's funny. Like the way they actually kill him in the movie is how it's similar to how he died in real life. And all the people in the movie are actually real historical figures. So I forget the dude's first name, but Kirchner, who was part of the British Royal Navy, who died in a explosion when his ship sank because it got blown up by like a German U-boat or something in World War One. Like he was in the movie. Lenin was in the movie. And it showed like the Bolshevik Revolution, that when Tsar Nicholas like took off with his family, Lenin took over with the Bolsheviks, and like they exiled the Romanovs. Like
that's pretty sick.
It was cool, right? So from a historical standpoint, like I enjoyed it. Like I thought it was pretty good. They threw in a little twist, which, spoiler alert, I guess, for anyone that's watching, it's not going to ruin the movie. It's just a little fun twist at the end. Is the guy that actually assassinated the entire Romanov family in this movie, in the Kingsman world, was Adolf Hitler. It was a young Hitler. So it's fun. It's cool. Like it's a fictional retelling of real world events, right? And like I said, like the whole Franz Ferdinand assassination in Serbia, and then the whole deal with World War I when Russia tried to pull out, but then the United States got in, but the United States dragged their feet. Like Woodrow Wilson didn't want to get involved. And they add little like stories as to why he didn't want it. Like it's fictionalized story. It's cool. It's great. So I would almost recommend that because you haven't seen any of them, you should watch The King's Man first.
Okay.
Because it is a prequel, right? And it is how it got started. But some of the stuff won't make too much sense. Like you'll have to go back and rewatch it after you watch the other two. Because there's some like name, like they use names, code names of like the Knights of the Round Table. So like you learn about it in the King's Man, but it's more so in the other two. Like there's some things that it's obviously better to watch the other one first, but I would say
sounds like I like the prequel before.
Yeah. If you, from an entertainment standpoint, I would recommend watching the prequel first because you're less likely to be let down because the first two were so good. Like it was just a different type of movie altogether. It's a little slow to start too. The prequel, like it's a 2-hour long movie. The first 30 minutes was a little slow to get going. But like I said, I enjoyed it from like the historical standpoint because I like history and I'm a loser. And I got like the stupid little like jokes that they put in about like, oh my God, that's that person. Or like, oh, that's funny. That's how they wanted to do that. Like the Zimmerman telegram. Like that's in the movie. Like yep. It's like the Kingsmen, again, this isn't like a spoiler. It's not like giving things away, but like the Kingsmen are the ones that decoded the Zimmerman telegram. Whereas in the real world, it was British intelligence or CIA or whoever, not CIA, but they didn't exist yet. But
it was James Bond, dude.
It was either British intelligence or US intelligence, whoever, or working together.
It was British.
Like it was all, it's cool. It's cool. Like I thought it was clever. But like I said, because my expectations were already set from the other two movies, I was a little disappointed with the story, I guess.
Just so we are clear, the movie makes no fucking sense as a prequel, right? Without getting into like details and spoilers. But as a prequel, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of random.
It is, because it's just like they like, and I assume that they probably just said like, hey, let's just tell a decent story. But the first two movies are like espionage, I guess, spy, like
yeah,
whatever. And then this is all fucking history.
Yeah.
Also, again, without spoiling it, I won't because Jones is potentially going to watch this. A lot of the events in the first half of the movie have nothing to do with the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Not making them bad, but it's like, they spent a lot of time on one aspect of the first half of the movie. And then it just kind of like really doesn't come back up again outside of like a mini piece at the very end.
Yeah. Yeah. There was, there's a weird twist in the movie that I thought was kind of dumb.
Again, normally I would just fucking talk about it, but out of respect for fucking that Jones is probably going to watch.
You don't have to have respect for me. It's fine.
Don't worry. I wouldn't insult your character by having respect for you, but I will acknowledge that you are going to go watch this movie and I'm not gonna completely blast it.
If you're out there in the listening world or the watching world and you haven't seen any of these movies yet, I recommend watching The Kingsman first. Like the King's Man movie, the third movie first, and then going to watch The Kingsman and then The Golden Circle. I forget what the subtitle is for the first one. It's like The Kingsman, fucking All the King's Men or whatever the fuck it's called. Secret Service.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
so Kingsman Secret Service is the first movie. It came out in 2014. So I would watch it. The King's Man, Kingsman Secret Service, and then Kingsman Golden Circle. But that's it. That's my final thought. That's what I got. So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, hammer the like button, subscribe, all that fun shit. Subscribe wherever you're listening to. Spotify, you can give us 5 stars. So again, wherever you are, like, rate, review, all that. Tell everybody you know about the show. Keep sharing the show. Maybe eventually we'll crack 100 downloads on an episode. Well, we have in the past cumulatively, but you know what I mean. Consistently, let's consistently get to fucking 100 downloads an episode. Shout out to grillyourassoff.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod over there for 15% off every single time you check out. They got great stuff over there. Anything you need as far as cooking. Jones said it's almost grilling season. If you live in the mid-Atlantic area or South, it's already grilling season. Especially if you live in the South, I don't think it ever stops being grilling season. So we're getting there, at least in the Northeast. So stock up on the Grill Your Ass Off stuff using our promo code SarcasmPod for 15% off every time you check out. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. The website's up and running, sarcasmspeaks.com. I started posting my blogs on there now too, so you don't have to pay for them on Ultimate Sports Networks. Don't tell them that yet, but whatever.
What are they going to do? Stop paying you?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Not pay me? Quit. They don't pay me anyway. So if you want it not behind a paywall, you can get it on sarcasmspeaks.com, the website. So yeah, until next time, good night, everybody. Oh yeah, the store. Jones, that's on my screen, he's below me, but you can get you go to a website, you can also buy our merch. That's fun too. You can get a coaster with our fucking logo on it. You can get anything with our logo on it, actually. So yeah, until next time. Good night.